I've been on a mission this year to help as many struggling traders as I can finally pass their prop firm challenge. I've been able to do this through my free guide, Finally Funded. So if you've been struggling to pass your prop firm challenge, just comment below, give me the guide, and I will send you Finally Funded to help you get over that hump. But that's just the beginning, okay? If you're using Take Profit Trader, who is my prop firm of choice, if you're using Take Profit Trader, passing the prop firm, or excuse me, I said passing the prop firm, passing the challenge is just the beginning, right? That's step one. Okay, so there's really 3 steps to this when you're trying to become a funded trader. First, you got to pass the test, right? You got to pass the challenge. Then you got to get past the buffer, okay? And the buffer depends on your account size. For instance, if you have a 50K account, the buffer is 2,000. If you got a 100K account, the buffer is 3,000, which again, that's why I like the 100K, because I had to get 6,000 to get funded, but then I only have to get 3,000 to get to the buffer. So in my head, it's easier. So that's, again, I like 100K accounts, but that's the situation. So you got to pass the test, you got to get through the buffer, and then you're finally in the money, right? And so with Take Profit Trader, once you get past the buffer, everything you make, you keep 80%, Take Profit Trader gets 20%, but there's a problem. All right, there's a problem. There's a dubious demon waiting for us once we pass the test. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Because again, passing a prop firm challenge or a prop firm test, dare I say, that's the easy part, unfortunately, once you know how to play the game. But getting to that buffer, this is where a lot of people get frustrated, because they're like, you know, it took so much for a lot of people to get funded, and then now you got to get to that buffer and you got to fight a new enemy. And the new enemy with Take Profit Trader is the intraday trailing drawdown, okay? And if you don't even understand what that is, that's going to be a problem, all right? Because the intraday trailing drawdown is how many newly funded traders lose their pro account in the first few days of having it, and they just like, what happened? So in this video, we're gonna go deeper on the perfect trade setup that you can use to not only pass a prop firm challenge, but then to beat the buffer and beat the intraday trailing drawdown. Let's go deeper. So first, let me explain the rub. The rub is the intraday trailing drawdown. So when you would Take Profit Trader, after you pass your challenge, just to say you took a 50K challenge, after you pass, now you have to make it to the buffer, all right? The buffer is a set amount of money that Take Profit Trader wants you to have just to keep the account in good standing. And I get that, right? I get that, especially once you go Pro Plus and you're trading live. So on a 50K account, your buffer is 2,000, right? So you got to get to 2,000 and then you're good. Everything over that, you make money. But the intraday trailing drawdown is your enemy until you get there, okay? So people don't understand this. Let's say you take a trade, you're up $1,000, okay? On a 50K account, you can't lose 2,000 or the challenge is over. So an intraday trailing drawdown, it trails your unrealized profits, all right? So just because you're up 1,000 don't mean you've made 1,000 yet, right? You don't make the money till you take it. That's why they like to say Take Profit Trader. Anyway, you don't make the money till you close that trade out. So you're up 1,000. So what happened is your buffer that was at, your trailing drawdown that started at 48 is now at 49, right? Your account is at 51. But let's say you don't take profit and you only lock in a tick, or just say you go to break even. So that 1,000 comes back to 50, but guess what? Your trailing drawdown didn't drop back to 48. It's still at 49, all right? See what I'm saying? So now you have less cushion because you was up 1,000 points and didn't take no profit. So now you have less cushion. So if you do that again, you go up 1,000 and don't take no profit and come down, now your trailing drawdown is at 50. When you hit 50, boom, pro account gone, just like that. Pro account is gone, just like that. And that's the rub. That's what gets people, right? So you spend all this time getting funded. Then you get to the pro account and the intraday drawdown gets you. So how do you beat it? You may have to change your mindset. You may have to change your trading strategy. It all depends. What I want to cover in this video is that the same trade that I've been trying to show people is so easy to take, so profitable to take. It's also another great trade you can use to beat the intraday trailing drawdown, because you're in a race. All right. When you get funded, you are in a race. Like, so you need to get to, on a 50K account, you need to get to 52. You are in a race to get to 52 before that trailing drawdown catches you, right? Don't let it catch you. Now, once the trailing drawdown hits 50, which is where you started at, it doesn't trail you anymore. So getting to 52 is the ticket. Once you're at 52,000, everything above that, now you're snatching off 80% for the profit. And your trailing drawdown ain't gonna go no higher than 50. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's a big deal until you get to 52K. Then once you get to 52K, you forget about it. You ain't gotta never worry about it again. Just never see 50K and you will always keep that pro account. So how do we get to that 52,000? How do we beat that trailing drawdown? Man, you beat it with good, solid price action entries and manage to trade correctly. So let's take a look at how you can beat this trailing drawdown right now. So, all right, guys, we back to it again. I mean, range fade. I don't know what else I can say, but the range fade is where it's at. So we're gonna see how we can beat this trailing drawdown. So let's keep our example of a 50K account. All right, so you just got funded. You got a 50K account. You've marked up this range. Now, here's some benefits, right? We're funded now. So we can trade all day, every day, and whatever day, right? There's no cap on how much I can make now. So, you know, when you're trading in trying to get the challenge, you maybe only make 1,500 a day, or you may only be able to make 3,000. Well, let's just stick to the 50K account. On a 50K account, you can only make 1,500, right? So that's all you was trying to do in a day. But now we can make as much as we need. So we can get to this buffer in one day. And I'm not saying that you have to. There's no rush. There is no rush, people. I'm just showing that you can do it in a day. And this is just a basic range. It ain't even that big, but let's see what would happen if you just traded this range. All right. So now we're going to trade this range and we are at, let me get some mark. All right. So let's say we get to this bottom, right? You get this low, came back in the range. So I'm still thinking long. Then it kind of made two legs back for whatever reason. You get another low. This is kind of matching bottoms, and then you come back in the range again. Guess what, folks? Guess what, folks? I'm going right there. I'm going right there. Here's why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I got basically a double bottom. I'm expecting it to go back to the other side of this range. It finally breaks back in. So if I go right here, excuse me. If I go right here and put my stop right here, first of all, and my target is always the other side of the range, which is right here. Let's look at this risk to reward, first of all, right out the gate, which is why I love range fades. They offer the very best risk to reward you gonna find. All right, so we entered at 59.53. Get a calculator. 59.53 is our entry. And I'm saying, hey, look, I could put my stop right here at 59.50. I mean, so 3 points, people, right? We're only risking 3 points here. But we're going for, again, 59.53. We're going for 59.70. 17 points, people, okay? 17 points. So this trade right here, let's just say we do 2 contracts. I risked 3 points. So on this trade, I'm risking, and this is the beauty of the range fade, I'm risking $300 at 2 contracts, right? I'm risking $300 to possibly make, 1,700. Possibly, we don't know. But the beauty of the range fade is you always have a target. You always have a target. It's the other side of the range. So you know where your target is at, and you can be confident that it may get there at a high clip, like 70% of the time. If it's really a range fade, it's gonna make it, right? So let's just say you take this trade. Right here, you are up pretty doggone good. At this point right here, guess what? If I had taken this trade and I'm in a This is live. This is a pro account, right? This is real money. I'm not going to look at this beautiful run up and not lock in nothing. Okay. Sorry if I screamed a little bit right there. I'm not doing that. This ain't play. This ain't playtime. This ain't fake money, right? This is legit a pro account. And at this point right here, I am up. Let's see. I mean, at this point right here, this is 59.65. And I got in at 59.53. That's 12 points, okay? Which is $1,200. So in my example from beginning, if you did nothing and came back and this sucker right here got you out or ticked you out or something, you just lost $1,200 worth of cushion from your buffer, because that trailing drawdown just followed you up $1,200. All right. So when you're in the game for real, lock in under, man. Once you catch a beautiful run like this, you got to lock in under every stem, right? So I would have been locked in right here at 59.63 minus 59.50, 10 points. I'd have made $1,000. Bam. Guess what? I am halfway. Okay. So at this point right here, when I get knocked out right here, that means my balance is now at 51,000, right? But that trailing drawdown is now at 49. Okay, it's still behind me, but I'm still solid. I'm still up on it, $2,000. I'm still solid. All right. Now, that's just trade one. We in the gate. So at this point, we wait, right? We wait because it plays around and bam, look, it made it to the top. All right. Now, what happened when it made it to the top right here? We got another beautiful, this is a high, push down, come back, lower high with a beautiful signal candle off of the key entry point. It's a range fade. I'm putting my stop right here. I'm entering right here. Another small entry. The target, of course, again, is all the way down here. So when I take this trade at, my stop has to be here at 59.71. And my entry is 59.68. Another 3-point, another 3-point stop. I mean, the risk to reward ratio on range fades are downright awesome. All right, so I'm gonna risk another $300 here. Now remember, I have a 50K account, so I have up to $2,000 that I can lose in a day, and I'm only risking 300. That still ain't the greatest risk to reward. Well, it's a great risk to reward for where we headed, but that's still not just the smallest amount, but it's decent. It's not horrible. All right. If I lose to 300, I could do that, what, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I mean, I could do that 5 times and still keep the account. You don't want to do it much more than that, but you see what I'm saying, man? The risk to reward on a range fade is awesome. But anyway, so we get in here. Now look, this thing gets to trucking. I'm almost to the target. I'm locking in, people. I'm not gonna just not lock in when I know I got a trailing drawdown on my back and let it come back on me, right? So if I'm locking in, especially after we drop here, man, I'm locking in behind all these. So I'm going to get caught. Right here. Nope, right here, because I would have locked in behind here. This is where I'm gonna get caught. So with that being the case, I want to put my 0 back here. With that being the case, let's see this. I'm going to enter at 59.68, and we're gonna get knocked out at 59.58. 10 points again. Just so happened to be 10 points, right? That tells you something. All right, 10 points again at $2. At 2 contracts, $100 a point. I just made another $1,000. Okay, so guess what? I made, what did I make over here? 12? I must have took it off. I don't even see. What did I say I made? No. I made 1,000 because I got this 51. So now my account balance is at 52. I've hit my buffer in 2 trades. I don't have to worry about the trail and drawdown any longer, and I'm good. I am so solid. Now, look at this. Repeat pattern, basically. We get a low, push up, K back, matching bottoms. Couldn't come out this range. I'm going right here, probably right there. This time my target is up here. And when I take this trade, I mean, let's see how many points I would have had to risk. 59.54, my stop would have been at. Now I'm getting away with a 2-point stop. Now I'm getting away with a 2-point stop, and I'm trailing this boy up, especially when he almost hits the top. I'm sitting right here for certain. 59.66, 66. I got in at 12 points, people. Let's say 11. 11 points at $100 a point. On this trading day, I make $1,100. I make $1,100 on this trading day. And guess what? I'm through the buffer. I can take 80% of this right now, day one, which is why we love Take Profit Trader. Day one. This is all day one. That 1,100 times 80%, guess what? Day one, Take Profit Trader, I can snatch off $880. And let's just say I did a 50K account. It probably only cost me $100. Let's say you had to reset twice. All right, you in $300, and you just made $880 on day one. You are up 580 in profit, and now you're off to the races. This looks a little messy, but what I want you to see is that the range fade is your best friend. When you are in a situation where you're trying to get to that buffer, lock in, people. Just lock in behind your run. You know, you catch a good run, awesome. Lock in behind that sucker. It's okay. It's okay, because, hey, it's the first. Don't let that buffer catch you, all right? You want to lock in, stay ahead of that buffer, and a lot of things will work out better for you. That's just the bottom line. Beat that buffer. Hey, learn about the range fade setup. I've been teaching it here for the last 2 months. It's the only setup you really need, period. But if you're trying to beat that buffer, it's great because you got a target. You lock in as you're getting to that target, and you really won't have to worry about that buffer. And as you just saw, this is just one trading day. This is a few hours of trading. Somebody can get funded, get to the buffer, get to the check, same day. And that's why we love Take Profit Trader, all right? And if you want to get signed up with them, I'll leave a link in the description. They're awesome. I have nothing bad to say about them. If I ever do, I will, for sure, all right? But now, you need to understand risk management too, though. So if you've been struggling to pass that prop firm challenge, all right, comment below, give me the guide, and I'm gonna send you Finally Funded. It's gonna put you on, it's gonna help you out, all right? Now, let's do a trade example, all right? Because, hey, people are liking them. I'm liking them. And it shows you how being patient, waiting, having a key entry point, taking the range fade is a trade. It's a great trade. It's a great setup. And hey, in all reality, it can set you free. So let's check this trade example out. Hey guys, how's it going? JD here. So this is, I just want to show an example of why trading should be boring to you, because my key entry point is way up here. So there's nothing to do. I mean, there's plenty of trades I could try to take right here, but why take those trades here when I know my key entry point is up here and I would expect a nice reaction, either a range fade, boom down, or breakout pullback. So I choose to wait. All right, we're back and we're almost to the moment of truth. So I don't remember when I first started watching, but I think it was back around in this area. Guess what I've been doing while I was waiting? Playing with my son, playing with Titan. You don't have to be glued to the charts. You just have to learn how to wait. So, waiting for this touch, and then we'll see what happens. All right, we are staring at the moment of truth here. Man, we just missed it by 51, 75, 53. About a point and a half away. See what happens. It's a pretty good looking uptrend. But you gotta see the whole picture. Trend up, trend break, retest a new high. This market cycle could be over. I'll know when I see how we react here. So it missed touching by a point, 1.75. So it would be very tempting to just jump in short now. But look, we were still above that 21 EMA. We came right back to it and bounced again. So this uptrend is holding, all right? So stick to the plan. The plan is to see what happens when we get to 59.53, and that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so try to go lower once, try to go lower twice. This is also a push down, first entry, push down. This is actually a second entry long. Like if prices go just a tick higher, which wouldn't shock me because I'm thinking that we're gonna get a second entry long up to this price that would finish off this uptrend. I could be totally wrong. We'll see. If the second entry long right here don't work and this thing goes down hard, closes below here and here, we might be about to turn right now. We might not make it. We'll see. Man, so how many people just lost, right? Y'all see this humongous candle? So whoever went short right here, they just got trapped. Whoever went short right here, they got trapped. Whoever went short right here, you know, most people put their stops behind the signal candle. So if you use this for the signal candle, you lost. If you use this for the signal candle, you lost. If you use this one for the signal candle, you lost because it was a trap. This push down first entry, this second entry long is actually here. Look at the color of it. Red, leg back, push up, leg back. You got two legs back. And I thought if it broke here, it would have kept trucking. But look at that failure. Bam. Trapped a lot of folks right there. So again, stick to your plan. My plan is to see what happens when we get here, 59.53. And I'm glad I waited because unless I got out of risk real fast, that would have been a loss. Also, if I had just jumped in here, like just hit the buy button because I thought this was the second entry, that would have been a loss. So that's two losses that I just didn't take or I didn't have because I'm waiting for the key entry point. There's nothing to do till it gets to my key entry point. I take all my trades from the key entry point. So I wouldn't have had to get chopped up through here, even though there were some decent looking setups. The money is in waiting. The money is in waiting. Bam. Look at there.
Order submitted.
Got there quick. Couldn't even touch it before it started rejecting. Gonna be very interesting. Moment of truth now, folks. We close enough. So from here, I would like, if it ain't gonna get there, I need at least this is a high. Here's a push down. Let me get another lower high. Let's test this one time before we drop like a rock. All right. Now, since we've been close to basics we can get, a good sign that we're finally about to reverse here, if that's what's gonna happen, is for us to get under the CMA and stay. Like we got under here, but then it was quickly taken back, right? So again, look, it tried, couldn't. EMA still holding. That uptrend is still strong. Here's the test we want though, all right? So we came up, so we're looking for the high, push down. Here's our lower high. So now we're getting a price action setup. We looking for the lower high. We want this candle. Man, I love for this candle to close about right here. Yep. Anywhere in here is fine. Show some rejection. That's cool too. And then we want a signal candle coming on down on the next candle. So here's our setup. High, push down, lower high, off our key entry point. Now we need a trigger, which I'm hoping is coming right now. Here's the setup. High, lower high. This is our signal candle trigger. Signal candle dudded out a little bit there. You would want it to close on this low, but I'm under both candles here, so
Order filled.
I still feel confident about it. We will see. It's a really nice candle in our favor there. Let's see how this boy finish up for us. I'll take that, push down, let's go. Closing your low, 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 closing your low. Closing your low, come on, push down, closing your low. Ah. This is where scared money don't make money. Notice I didn't rush to move to break even yet. See, I waited hours for this A+ setup. And now that I'm in it, I'm not gonna do anything to beat myself. A little more, a little more, a little more. Push down, push down. There's my $1,000 win.
Filled.
Great trade. Patience. You gotta wait. You gotta execute. Then you profit. Tell them about it, Titan.
Easy money.
Thanks for staying all the way to the end. I hope this video brought you some value. I hope you see a way to finally finally get to that buffer. And the way to get to that buffer is by locking in. I ain't saying you got to take base hits, but I'm saying lock in. Take a range fade where you have very small risk, very large possible reward, and once you start trucking, lock in behind that boy, and you'll get to that buffer. You will get to that buffer, and then once you're there, you never may say the word buffer or intraday again, because it's just over. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You're free. So just go from there. All right. And if you haven't even been able to get to this part, you still need to pass that prop firm challenge. No problem at all. Just comment below, give me the guide. I'm going to send you finally funded, so you can be sending me a testimonial about how you finally have passed your prop firm challenge. All right. So my name is JD, and until next time, I wish you increase on the Sutton. Bye-bye.